Where are the largest congregants of Caribbean people around the world? Where can the largest Caribbean diaspora be found? As of mid-2020, the number of international migrants worldwide stood at 280.6 million, or 3.6% of the world's population. This is according to the most recent UN Population Division estimates. The Caribbean, like any other region, has a sizable diaspora, with a total of 9.08 million migrants from the Caribbean living outside their country or territory of origin, according to statistics from the United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs, UNDESA. The same office found that due to the shared heritage and strong connections across the region, the diaspora worldwide is often regionally oriented rather than separating through nationality. So, with so many Caribbeans out there in the world, where are they located? And what are some of the facts about the biggest Caribbean communities around the world? Let's dive in together in our countdown of cities with the largest Caribbean diaspora. By the way, please like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for our future videos. Number 10. Australia. To start off our list, we go to the land down under, Australia. When one thinks of Caribbean people, Australia might not be the first place you think of. But in reality, there is a small budding community of Caribbeans on the 7th continent. According to the Australian census, there are about 30,000 persons who claim Caribbean ancestry, either being born in the Caribbean or being descendants of Caribbean parents and grandparents. Caribbean persons have been deeply rooted in Australian history and culture, going all the way back to the colonial period. Caribbean people were also among the many nationalities flocking to the Victorian gold fields during the 1900s. One of the 13 miners killed at the Eureka Stockade was a Jamaican. Arthur Windsor, editor of the Age newspaper from 1872 to 1900, was actually born in Barbados. Number 9. Bristol, UK. The city of Bristol in the United Kingdom has had a long-established Caribbean population since the Windrush movement in the 1950s to 70s. The term Windrush refers to the ship MV Empire Windrush, which docked in Tilbury on June 22, 1948, bringing workers from Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, and other islands to help fill post-war UK labour shortages. This began a significant influx of Caribbeans into the UK, and many of them took residence in the then industrial city of Bristol. The estimated population varies depending on the source, but it is commonly accepted that the persons with Caribbean connections represent 2% of the total population, and this number has actually grown since the last census count. Number 8. Washington, D.C., USA. When it comes to Washington, D.C., and the close-by city of Baltimore, MD, there is a significant number of Caribbean immigrants and a large diaspora population. One count found that there are approximately 83,400 Caribbean immigrants living in the Washington, D.C. and Baltimore, MD metro areas. The largest estimated numbers are from Jamaica, followed by Trinidad and Tobago, the Dominican Republic, Haiti, and Cuba. This collection of Caribbean people has made a significant influence on the political capital of the United States. The Institute of Caribbean Studies (ICS) is a non-partisan, non-profit organization established in 1993 and dedicated to education, advocacy, and action on issues that impact Caribbean Americans. The ICS has since become the leading community think tank in the US, representing the Caribbean diaspora and their interest. ICS leads programs such as the National Caribbean American Heritage Month, the National Caribbean American Heritage Awards, the Invest Caribbean Business Leaders Dialogue, and the Caribbean Futures Initiative established in 2007. Many influential people are involved in the ICS, lobbying on behalf of the Caribbean, including Sir George Allen, MD, former Secretary General of Pan American Health Organization, Ambassador Byron Blake, former Assistant Secretary General of CARICOM, and the Honorable Jennifer Carroll, former Lieutenant Governor for the state of Florida. And the most influential of them all is the current Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris, whose father is Jamaican. Number 7. Atlanta, Georgia, USA. Atlanta, Georgia, and its larger metro area is estimated to have about 80,000 Caribbean people according to the Migration Policy Institute. Over the past 2 decades, thousands of African and Caribbean immigrants have moved to Atlanta, with the city's diaspora population only expecting to grow in the years to come. In search of economic and social opportunities, Atlanta is becoming a mecca for immigrants from all over the Caribbean. Within the United States, thousands of people of Caribbean descent are trading in the hustle and bustle of northeastern cities like New York for the southern hospitality of Atlanta, while an increasing number of Caribbean immigrants are leaving their homelands and relocating to the southern city. Jamaica, Haiti, Grenada, Virgin Islands, Trinidad, and the Dominican Republic are the top islands out of the 35 Caribbean countries people are migrating from to Atlanta. Number 6. Montreal, Canada. According to the Canadian Statistical Service, 20% of all those who reported being of Caribbean origins live in Montreal, accounting for approximately 100,000 individuals. Overall, people who reported Caribbean origins made up almost 3% of all residents of Montreal. Montreal is in the French-majority province of Quebec, and as such is home to a sizable and dynamic Haitian community. Number 5. Birmingham, United Kingdom. Birmingham hosts the second largest population of Caribbeans in the UK and is home to 8% of overall African and Caribbean population of England. In Birmingham, Black Caribbeans and Africans represent the largest population groups amongst those of Black, Asian, and minority ethnic BAME heritage, with an estimated 150,000 persons of Caribbean descent. The Caribbean diaspora has become entrenched in the culture of Birmingham and has a strong influence on the city's food, festivities, and music as well. Though the city might be small when compared to others on our list, Birmingham quite possibly might have one of the most active diaspora communities of its size. The Afro-Caribbean Millennium Center serves as a pillar for Caribbeans in the community, with facilities that include a radio station, New Style Radio 98.7 FM, recording studios, welfare and immigration advice, training and letting and renting of rooms for community purposes. The city has also various well-being initiatives, festivals, and community projects. Number 4. Toronto, Canada. In terms of numbers, just over 280,000 people of Caribbean origin lived in Toronto, Canada. Overall, almost 60% of all self-identified Caribbeans live in Toronto, and persons of Caribbean origins made up almost 6% of the population of Toronto. This number has only been growing in recent years due to the country's immigration stance. The Toronto Caribbean Carnival, or Caribana, is held every year in the city starting in July and ending in August. This Pan-Caribbean Carnival event has been billed as North America's largest street festival and is frequented by over 1.3 million visitors each year for the festival's final parade. Apart from the Grand Parade, there are also exhibits, for example books published by Caribbean writers, theater plays, and fashion shows. The influence of Caribbeans in Canada has spawned many notable Canadians of Caribbean origin, including former Member of Parliament Selena Cesar Chavez, retired sprinter and Olympic gold medalist Donovan Bailey, the first Black and longest-serving senator Ann Cools, and author, historian, and poet Afua Cooper, just to name a few. Number 3. London, United Kingdom. It is estimated that the diaspora population in the city is around 350,000 persons, which represents 58% of all the self-identified Caribbeans in the United Kingdom. This is no surprise given the colonial connection the United Kingdom shares with the majority of the Caribbean, as well as the Windrush generation, immigrants who moved to the United Kingdom during the 1960s. In districts like Hackney, Shepherd's Bush, Peckham, and Brixton, more than 24% of the population is descended from African or Caribbean nations, packed with authentic restaurants, reggae clubs, and street markets. Each of these areas provide a taste of Caribbean heritage and diversity. In other parts of London, such as Notting Hill and Canary Wharf, you'll find powerful, lasting reminders of Caribbean immigrants' impact on the urban landscape. The most famous of them is Notting Hill Carnival, which draws thousands of Caribbeans and revelers from both within and outside of the UK. Number 2. Miami, Florida, USA. Miami and the Miami-Dade County area in Florida are home to an estimated 800,000 Caribbean immigrants and the self-identified Caribbean. This places it as comfortably above number 3 on our list of cities with the largest Caribbean diaspora. According to the Migration Policy Institute, Caribbean migrants make up 21% of the metropolitan areas in Miami, which means that 1 in 5 people in Miami has Caribbean connections. Apart from the frequent sounds of Caribbean music and the host of Caribbean-themed restaurants, the city also experiences the universally known Miami Carnival. In South Florida, Miami Carnival celebrations begin the first week in October. It kicks off with the Junior Carnival on the Saturday before Carnival Sunday, followed by the Steel Band Panorama competition on Friday of the US Columbus Day weekend. The official Juve is held on Saturday morning of Columbus Day weekend, and the carnival celebrations peak with the Kings, Queens, and Individuals show and competition and parade and concert on Carnival Sunday. If you find the information in this video useful, we would appreciate it if you would give this video a like. Just go ahead and click the like button below. Thank you. Number 1 on our list, New York, New York, USA. In 2017, approximately 4.4 million Caribbean immigrants resided in the United States, accounting for 10% of the nation's 44.5 million immigrants. With the notable exception of Jamaica, all major Caribbean nations were under direct US political control at some point, which has created incentives and opportunities for the nationals of these islands to migrate to the United States. It is no surprise, therefore, that New York is number 1 on our list. The size of the Caribbean diaspora in New York dwarfs all other populations at an estimated 1.4 million people. This number is driven by the significant Spanish Caribbean immigrants, namely from Cuba and the Dominican Republic, who moved to the country over the years. This large population has formed its unique culture and activities, which adds a little spice to the New York area. Every August, in the areas known as Little Caribbean, there are signals that Caribbean Carnival season in New York City has arrived. The melodic sound of steel pans, colorful costumes, and the smell of Caribbean jerk chicken and rice fill the air in the city. Everyone is getting ready for the West Indian American Day Parade, held each year on Labor Day, and is the biggest celebration of Caribbean heritage. The city has also seen much influence from the Caribbean diaspora as well. For example, Brian Benjamin, the current Lieutenant Governor, is Caribbean American, with his mother being a Guyanese immigrant who came to New York. There is also Congresswoman Yvette Diane Clark, who is the proud daughter of Jamaican immigrants. Let us know if you liked this video by hitting that thumbs up button. And if you are a Caribbean watching and are not from one of the cities we mentioned, be sure to leave a comment and tell us where you are watching from. Also, do not forget to like, subscribe, and share our channel, and turn on the notification bell for our next video as we explore the Caribbean rich cultures together. Visit Chairi.com or click the link in the description below to visit our Caribbean lifestyle and travel blog. This is Chairi Caribbean. Thank you for watching.